Hi guys, welcome back to Lux Munch and Move. This is Lux. I'll be doing yet another unhelpful recap of a chapter from Verity by Colleen Hoover. So I'll be doing chapter 6. Again, like usual, I'll be breaking this down into parts. I don't know how many parts I'll be breaking down into, but this will be part 1. And yeah, so let's get into guys. So this one, Verity is in her office. Lowen is in Verity's office again, and remember she's using this space to while staying in the Crawford home, and like she's going through like Verity's materials so that she could finish the remaining 3. She could finish the remaining 3 books in Verity's 9-book series and get much books as she can and get out of this house ASAP. So while Lauren is like working on like materials, she's gathering all the info so that she could understand Verity's character as much as Verity knows them. And yes, in Verity's office, it does have like these big ginormous windows where she can literally see everything going on outside. They call it an unobstructed view. And so Lowen from Verity's office, while she's working on, she is distracted by the view outside, where there's the Verity is sitting on the porch in her wheelchair with her nurse April beside her. Verity's like totally out there. She totally zoned out. And Verity's nurse April is reading a book to her, and Verity has no reaction whatsoever to this. And Lowen, she does wonder, how much does Verity comprehend at all? Is she even there or is she gone? And then because the office is soundproof, Lowen cannot hear what exactly is April reading about. What's the book she's reading? And which makes her honestly even more creeped out. But every few minutes, Lowen does like glances up at Verity and the nurse, especially Verity, which is distracting her from work. And Lowen so far hasn't found any useful notes on Verity's book yet. So she decides to like skim through the first 2 books in the series to get the sense of the characters. And while she's doing this, Lowen sees the nurse April stepping away, leaving Verity to sit alone while in her wheelchair. And Lowen cannot help but think that Verity is like an empty shell, because she has no reaction. She has no reactions. And Lowen does think that all that cleverness and intelligence that's so iconic, that's so Verity is all just gone. And also Verity's brain is so damaged, she doesn't even know how to sit up straight. And I assume she sits like this. She doesn't know how to sit straight. And Lowen feels guilty about this, but she does think that maybe it would have been better if Verity hasn't survived the accident. She thinks that now Jeremy has to live with someone, a disabled wife, for the rest of his life. She does feel guilty about it. But she has these dark thoughts. And then things get a bit more weirder. So Lowen goes back to working on her book, the materials, and she stares back. She suddenly sees Verity staring at her, or that's what it looked like to Lowen. Verity just staring at her through the window. And like, I'm not talking about the casual glance, and it's like that full-on creepy painting follow you kind of stare. And Loan feels like Verity's eyes are like glued to her, and it freaks her out. And especially since Verity's not supposed to be able to move or to even turn her head. So Loan, she does feel very weirded out by this. She tries to leave the room. So she opens the door and she's about to leave. And when she looks back at the window, she sees April having already returned. She goes and adjusts Verity's posture. She puts a pillow between Verity's shoulder and her head, so she isn't sitting like this, straining her neck. She's sitting comfortably. And this kind of does relaxes Loan a little bit, but she's still very much spooked at this point. And yeah, at this point she gets a phone call. And she gets a phone call from the apartment she applied for. And she's denied, they tell her. And because of her prior eviction, she was told to get out. And yeah, bad news. While like Loan is like processing processing the rejection, she realizes that she left the door open, and she sees Jeremy there, having heard the whole conversation, and he feels empathetic about it. He offers to loan some money to Loan until her advance comes in. And but yes, Loan does refuse, and Jeremy insists, and Loan says no. They go back and forth, and Jeremy finally insists that she stays at the house until she gets her fund. And after some time later, Loan reluctantly agrees to this. And then just as Jeremy's about to leave the room, Loan makes sure to thank him. And honestly, weirdly, this kind of this makes him actually pause and turn around, and he looks as if he's forcing a smile at Loan thanking him. And there's that very weird tension again that's there. And Loan does think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have stopped him in his midway. I should have just let him go. So that's it for part 1, guys. Things are getting creepier. Well, I'm excited for it. I'm here for the creepy part. But yes, there's something always weird in this book so far. Verity being there's something about Verity, or there's that weird energy between Loan and Jeremy. Anyways, guys, that's it for chapter 6, part 1 of Verity. I know it's so unhelpful and so unorganized, and but somehow I hope you enjoyed my recap. And yeah, what do you guys think is going on with Verity? Do you think is she really out of it, or is she more aware than we think? And yeah, drop your comments in the comments below. And as always, stay safe. See you tomorrow. I'm so sleepy, that's why I look like this.